Well, good morning and welcome to the 19th of December 2024, and you have reached the Travels with Dottie comment video. And I'm sorry the lighting's a little funny, just I'm trying to save power, little experiment, so I'm not firing up the inverter and drawing from the house with the big batteries when I really don't have to run the recording, but it eliminates a little bit of the lighting, so I had to become creative. So that's the thing, that the one up there is kind of annoying, but if I don't turn that on, it looks even worse. So anyway, beside that, how about the weather? The Weather Channel got a little closer today to what the actual temperature is out here. Anyway, they say the temperature in Quartzsite is 47. Out here in the desert, 3 miles away, it's 43. And let me check. I'm going to flip through and look at the wind speeds for the next 10 days. And I'll tell you if I get to a day that gets into double digits, 10 or greater. And yes, and this is consistent from yesterday, we get to 12 miles per hour mid-afternoon on Christmas Day. And then it comes back down. Today we're all the way through Friday the 27th. Very mild wind. And we have high of 76 today, mid 70s through next Tuesday, and then Wednesday the 25th. The wind means a front is coming in, and we're dropping way down to a frigid 69, and then we're back up to the low 70s on the 27th. And this part goes all the way through the January 2nd, which is dips down to another frigid 65 degrees. Lows are in between 40 and 45. And we've got partly cloudy days, partly sunny, no fully cloudy days, several fully sunny days. So it's split about even between fully sunny and partly cloudy. So that is the weather. And we will get into, as soon as I find the right page here, the comments. And the first one is on, I did how the channel started, and I described the who, what, where, when, how, and why of why and what happened with this starting this channel. I explained the whole thing. And PT Jimmy says, great video, Rob, keep teaching us. Life Happens says, as far as free video editing software, if you use the free versions, they leave a watermark on your videos. It's probably true. I don't think it's a big deal though. And some also restrict the length of the video. The software I used on my other channel, I paid a yearly subscription for, so I got to use all the features. Yearly subscription was about $200. I never made money on YouTube. I just had fun making them. I think my CapCut Pro, I think it's $9 a month, so it's way under $200. And you know, a lot of people just can't afford to shell out money for editing software, so that's why we mentioned the free. And of course, there's going to be free trade-offs. There's going to be less functionality, other restrictions, but you can still do it. You can still do it. So I don't let this comment discourage you. Wild Wolf, 15 years. Don't know what he's referring to. There wasn't anything in the video. Maybe that's how long Wild Wolf has been doing YouTube. 15 years, maybe? That could be. Lisa R., what a touching story. Special need dog rescues family. And you know, it wasn't a comment, but someone sent me an email very disappointed in me because they considered the title Special Needs Dog Rescues Families to be clickbait. And let me tell you, among the criticisms one can make of a YouTuber, that's in the top 10. That suggests that you're deceitful, maybe dishonest. Clickbait, I take that very seriously. And clickbait is when you put a thumbnail and or title that deceives people into clicking on it. They click on it and they find out it's not true. Well, in this case, I really beg to differ. I really think this person really missed the point, I think, that was really important about this video. The story, if you haven't seen it, was about a family that adopted a dog with only 2 legs, and they went through a lot to, the dog was actually injured, shot in the head, and it went through terrible medical procedures, and was missing two front legs, could still get around. And they took this dog in, and that sounds like a typical family rescues special needs dog. But that's not where the story ended, and to me, it's not the most critical part of the story. What happened when they brought the dog home is they had a child with autism, who, there were other dogs in the house, but he really didn't have a relationship with these other dogs. And this little dog with two legs just launched himself like a love missile to this little boy. And a bond almost instantly developed. And it was, I mean, if I were a parent, I would consider that kind of a miracle. And then the woman who adopted the dog goes on to explain how the dog's example, for instance, when it had two legs, it would try to jump up on the couch, and it would fall down and jump up and fall down, and finally get up on the couch and be joyful at making it. This dog was teaching the family. And that's what I meant. It wasn't clickbait. It was, I really in my heart believed that this dog was rescuing the family. A lot like many people that I know felt their rescue dog rescued them, at least emotionally. So that's what I meant. And I just think it's sad that someone got upset enough with me to send me an email to tell me that they believe it was clickbait, and to ask that I change the title to the title that they wanted. I'm sorry. It's just sad. It's sad. Anyway, we'll move on. Let's see. This is on the how my YouTube channel started. Marie says, thank you for this video. I'm thinking of starting a channel for the same reasons as you. I'm looking to share my travels with friends and family so they know what I'm up to. Not intending of ever making money with this, but glad you have some income from your channel. Smart not to rely on this income since it can be very inconsistent. And yeah, that was when I started it, just for friends and family. Here I'm retiring, I'm hitting the road. Friends and family will be nervous if you do this lifestyle. They're like, you're going to do what? You're going where? You don't know where you're going? They get nervous. So posting YouTube videos helps your family relax about what you're doing. And smart not to rely on the income. I mentioned in the video that many of the larger channels fall into a trap where they get to rely on the income, and for whatever reason they have a dip in the income, so they feel they have to do something about it, and that's when they resort to things like, sadly, clickbait and drama and sensationalizing. And I don't think is a good thing. I really don't. M. Campbell says, thank you. My plan when I go full-time is to start a channel just for family and friends. But who knows? Maybe it'll grow. However, like you, that isn't my intent. Adventures with Merit on the Special Needs Dog Rescues Family. This is what the world needs, more of positive news. We are bombarded by bad news. We forget all the wonderful, touching stories that are happening each and every day. Thank you for bringing these to your viewers. What a wonderful story. What a wonderful lady to do this from the dog when she obviously has a very busy life as it is. That person doesn't seem fooled by clickbait at all. How the channel started. We were traveling through northern Wisconsin when an aggressive speeding and passing at double yellow lines, terrible driver forced an RV towing a trailer onto on oncoming traffic into the ditch, tearing up the entire basement sides and losing the trailer contents all destroyed. Everyone was safe. There's the good news, except for the terrible driver who went head on into the trees. He went in an ambulance, his total car on a flatbed. Watch out for what's coming at you. And it says, looks like full-timers. And so it's a, why did he say this on how my channel started? Well, I talked about a unintentional surprise viral video that I did, and it was filming the aftermath of a RV crash that I used as tried to use as an example of, hey, here's how you can prevent this from happening to you. And it ended up, really pushing me over the top in terms of meeting the criteria to be monetized. So it was unintentional. So that's where the context is. On Quartzsite Comments, the CD Casita Adventures is Charlie and Diane, my friends from Eagle Nest. Hi, Rob. Enjoy all your video. Only 8 days until we leave Kansas. Cold and gloomy here. 41 degrees at noon and no sunshine. Excited to get to Quartzsite to see you and Dottie again. Have a great day. I can't wait until you get here, Charlie and Diane. Desert Dead was, I struggle with editing so much that it's holding me back with my channel. I used to do a lot live streaming and it helps so much. So Desert Dead, stop editing. Stop it. Just stop editing. If you flub, if you say stuff wrong, correct it on the fly and leave the flub in. It's authentic. People like it. They'll like it. Trust me. You don't have to be perfect. The lighting doesn't have to be perfect. I'll tell you what needs to be as perfect as you can get it. The sound. They really need to, people will forgive poor production values. They'll forgive terrible lighting, but they can't forgive terrible sound, because if they can't hear what they're saying, there's going to be zero interest. So invest in anything. Invest in a good microphone or a good camera that has a good mic. And don't worry about editing. Don't do it. I hardly do it at all. Ken Gray says, I have a channel under a different ID where I teach people how to use Procreate on the iPad to draw. It's fun and I like to teach people things. I have a bit over 1,600 subscribers and my current watch time over the last 28 days is 138 hours. I don't do it because I want money, but because I like doing it. So we all agreed that Ken, whatever Ken does would probably be a good channel. And it's not surprising that he has a channel. No, and he doesn't even say what the channel is. So Ken, say what the channel is in the comments, and I will promote it. I'll take a look at it and I'll tell people what it is so people on here can take a look. And well, why would I look? I don't use Procreate. I don't even know what that is. Well, it doesn't matter. I mean, I watch a channel where they talk about, building vehicles and mechanical stuff, and I'll never do that. I don't want to do that, but I'm fascinated by the process and the personality of the people teaching it. Ken says, the Coyote is curious about the camera. I think if he comes back, you have another subscriber. Yeah, I got some really stellar footage of a Coyote on my game channel right out here at 3 in the morning. Ken says, stop your video in the middle to watch. Happy Tears, Canadian Rescue Org, Family US Prosthetics is one of the best collaborations you can get. Yeah, it's a great video. Quartzsite Comments, Cindy Canvas sounds like Canvanes. I don't know. She's trying to teach me how to pronounce that. Canvanes sounds like Canvanes. Okay. The YouTube channel segment was very interesting. Thank you. Special needs dog I got from Wendy Sosa, a heart and a love smiley face. How the channel started. Susan B8354 says, I look for kindness and authenticity in the videos I watch. I can't stand feeling like I've been boozled by fakery, and I find phoniness boring. You have neither of these faults. I love long videos and I watch them to the end. Well, thank you, Susan. And glimpse of coyote life, cute critter. That's Susan B again on the coyote. It really was an extraordinary little video of the coyote, real close up. He came right up to the camera and kind of went, what is that? Pete Diaz on how I started my channel. Thanks to your videos, I'm part of that 122 million daily users. This one was especially interesting. They're addicting to watch. Thank you. So, how the channel started was one that, I tell you, to make the point again, that I don't do make decisions for income, right? So I don't count on this income. Every dollar I make is a total bonus to me, and I don't do it. And here's a good example is I wanted to share this about how I started my channel and what I found to work for me. I wanted to tell that story because I love that story and I love telling it. And I knew that video would not get views and not make, because it's not, the videos that get view is Quartzsite content. Even today, I released a video on going with my friends down to Mexico on a day trip. When people say, well, that's not really in Quartzsite, they're not going to watch that video either. Well, that's not fair. Not as many people will watch that video. If I were like, I'm going to maximize my income, I would do just pure Quartzsite videos every day. And if I did that, I'd have to like make up content. I mean, it's like, you can't do just one thing every single day and be authentic, because you got to sort of make stuff up. I don't mean make up lies, but you have to like create, okay, what can I do a video on today instead of, so I end up following my camera through my day instead of my camera following me, if you know what I mean. Susan B, again, I love seeing Dottie in the occasional glimpses of George relocating. He's a beautiful cat. Your beard is the kind I love. Don't so much love the bushy ones. Yours looks great. Suits you. I always enjoy listening to you. So I do, per the advice of, I call them my sisters, because I'm the only man here in camp, and they're it's really my four sisters, and I call them my sisters because just like my real sisters, they will tell me the truth about anything and everything. They don't pull punches. They don't like spare my feelings. Thank God. And they say, well, you look great. I think you should keep it, and just keep it trimmed nice and neatly. I hear that. So every morning before I do this, I take my little razor and I completely trim it, and I know to listen to my sisters. All right, Mr. Organic, on how the channel started. Great informative video. Thanks for sharing. Curious on how income taxes work with YouTube once you start earning money. How would that be? I guess it would be considered self-employed. Well, it's real easy. They report every dollar you make to the IRS, and then your responsibility takes over. It's a 1099, I believe. So I think that's miscellaneous, like contract income or whatever. But yeah, you pay taxes, trust me, or you will be hearing from the IRS. 60 Clow, which is Pahrump, Cheryl, my friend in Pahrump. Oh my God, how scary that would be to open up your door to an actual coyote. Looks like he smelled Dottie. He is so damn cute though, and hard to believe there are wild animals. Yeah, this is really a showcasing of the beauty of a coyote. Even though it's night vision and black and white, it's high definition. It's really pretty cool. JK, yes, George content. Hope the little guy enjoys life and can watch some wildlife from the windows. Thanks for posting this. This was an old short on showing George hanging out on the bed, pretty much where Dottie is now. Let's see how the channel started. Oh my God, I loved Mr. Rogers, the great man. So why did I talk about Mr. Rogers? Well, a lot of my theme about kindness and empathy comes from my love of Mr. Rogers. But I mentioned that when I said the best idea in what I do is I try to be as authentic as possible on screen, like right now. And also I qualify that by saying my best side authenticity. So that means I don't put my faults on display. All right. So if you think authentic is being totally yourself all the time and saying and doing things, whatever pops into your head, that could be true, but that's not what I'm doing here. I do have, I can be, excuse my language, but I can be a jackass at times. Ask my friends. They will tell you. And so I definitely have my faults. So I don't want, it's important that I think people understand that I'm not trying to tell the world I'm like this perfect counselor, kind, empathic, perfect guy, because I'm far from that. And I was talking about Mr. Rogers because after he died, his wife was constantly asked questions about him. And I recall an interview where she said, yes, the person that you see on TV was Fred. However, understand that Fred had a temper. Fred could be short-tempered. You didn't see that on the show, but you know what? Fred was a human being. And I really loved that. And the special needs dog from Virginia Hankey, she said that was intense. And I think she might be talking about my reaction. When I was talking about the special needs dog rescues family, you could tell I had to stop talking more than once because I was so emotional. Wanda Hope Wandering, love your positive story content. The beard is looking good also. Thank you, Wanda. So how the channel started, Donald Vesey says this is a great video. Thanks, Don. RV Life says I have 97 subscribers on my YouTube channel. I'm not doing any niche at this point. I wouldn't want to talk to the camera probably. Time will tell. I like your videos a bunch. I can listen to you in the background or watch the whole thing. Finally a video where Dottie wakes up. Okay. So I answered him. I thought I really had an important point to make to him is, and I assuming it's a him. I can't see the picture. It's too small. I said, check out Big Truck, Big RV channel. He has 543,000 subscribers. Let's put this in context. I have 7,000. This guy has 543,000. You think he's a little bigger? You never see his face, just his hands and arms. He's got a great voice, but I have no idea what this man looks like. So if you don't want your face in your videos, here's a guy that made that work. And obviously he doesn't want his face in videos either. But I would never be able to recognize him in public unless he spoke. And I'd go, oh, you're that guy. You're the Big Truck RV guy. I know that voice anywhere. He said, thanks. I'll do that. Good. All right. RV Life says on special needs dog, fantastic story. Love these positive messages. Nathan on how the channel started. Rob, this is another one of those videos that I didn't know I needed. I don't know how many of these, quote, how to start YouTube videos I've seen in the past, and not one of them broke it down to the raw basics like you did in this video. The most important takeaway is just be authentic. Those three words put it all together for me as I look forward to the next one. Yeah, I mentioned in the video that YouTube put out, how to be successful in 2025 on YouTube. And it talked about, there's people that go have high production values, and it showed like a clip of, people shooting a video in like a studio, and they have studio lights, and someone was patting someone's face with makeup, and they're basically saying none of that stuff matters. What matters from what we see, what people are watching, is authenticity, being real, being yourself. Because, not everybody likes you. Not everyone likes me. But with 2 billion users on YouTube, and I can have total satisfaction with my 7,000 subscribers out of 2 billion people. So I can find 7,000 people that might like me. You just need a little bit of patience and you will find them. All right. And I will say this, and I said it before, I'm going to repeat it. Authenticity and sound, good sound. You can be as authentic as you want. If your sound is terrible and they can't hear what you're saying, authenticity doesn't matter. Whoa, I jumped to the wrong thing. Okay, RV Life 289. Yay, George and Dottie up and around in the background. That was on the this video. And I see Dottie, and George is down there. George is off camera. I can fix that maybe. How's that? There's George and Dottie. And I'm sure you're okay with part of my head being cut off. there's George and Dottie. You know what? That may be a new view for the especially if George is down there. That might be a better view for the what am I trying to say? The comments video. Robert Ballard. Hi, Rob. Notice the way the coyote is picked up on your scent when you're there adjusting the camera. Yeah, when I adjust the camera, I climb under where it is, this kind of tree, and I have to sit down on the ground, so I leave a lot of scent. He looked right at the camera as if he was doing a selfie. They're so smart and clever, too. Anna Rodriguez. What do you do when there's a lot of wind? What is the suggestion? I'll be going out there January 13th and want to know, what I have to take with me. I have an RV or trailer just like yours, and I drive with my truck. This will be my third trip, but I always go to RV places, state parks. I've never gone to Arizona's. Okay, here we go. All right. I answered the wind part on I typed it in, but she's asking more than that. With the wind, you put away stuff that'll blow away and you stay inside. That's pretty much what we do out here when it happens. Every once in a while, we'll have strong winds for 2, maybe sometimes even 3 days in a row, but we've only had single days so far. So, Anna, if you've been staying in RV parks and you're not used to being without hookups, if you don't have adequate power and solar, you may be pretty uncomfortable boondocking. I mean, this isn't really the forum to go into detail about lithium batteries and solar, but you have to be comfortable. And for most people, you need enough power to be able to do things like watch TV, internet. That's another thing. When you're here, you're coming during the peak time. You could have a lot of problems getting internet to stream things because the towers are so overloaded. So prepare for that. Maybe if you have DVDs or if you have movies and stuff on your computer. I wouldn't count on a lot of great internet, especially if you're using a cell phone for that or any kind of cellular router. Other than Starlink, if you had that'll be fine, but it doesn't sound you're there with the remote stuff. Also, the biggest discomfort could be keeping warm at night. It gets down. In January, it can get it can get to freezing in January. I've seen it get to 32 on many days in January and February. So you need to be prepared for cold. And you're thinking, well, no problem. I have a furnace in my RV. Well, if you haven't invested in extra power and all you have is maybe the 12-volt house battery that's usually lead acid or what they call AGM, you will fire up that furnace at 11 o'clock when you go to bed or 9 o'clock when it starts getting cold. And it uses a ton of electricity to blow that. I know it's propane, right? But it uses a ton of electricity to blow that propane through the fan throughout the coach. And if it's really cold, then the fan's going to be on most of the time. And the furnace is going to be burning most of the time. So you're going to use a lot of propane. But more importantly, if you just have that one battery, around about 4 in the morning, everything's going to come to a halt because your battery's dead. And if it's a lead acid battery, you probably damage the battery since you're not supposed to go below 50% of its capacity. And if you followed that rule and monitored it somehow, everything would shut down at about 1 or 2 in the morning. So if you don't have multiple batteries or lithium batteries, bring something with you like a 0-degree sleeping bag or something that's going to keep you warm in frigid temperatures, because that onboard furnace may not work for you. The number one thing that I've seen over the years that drive people away from this and create a miserable experience is not being prepared for the cold at night. And the number one reason for that is people that aren't familiar with how their trailer or RV operates not plugged in over extended periods of times overestimate their rig's ability to keep them warm during the night. So just, I know that's a long answer, but I think it's important. David Puka, can't hit like enough. Thanks for keeping it real. That was how the channel started. Fort King says, thanks for the information. My wife and I love your videos. You gave me hope to restart my channel. Well, restart it. Restart that channel. Exploring Quartzsite's hidden gems with Dottie. That was a long time. That was several weeks ago, I think. Cindy Cavanis. Sorry, Cindy. Gives me a thumbs up. Special Needs Dog, thank you for sharing. That's Stacy Jones. And we have on Quartzsite Comments just 13 minutes ago. Yay, got to watch you again. How can someone not watch your whole video? Your voice is so soothing and you're so positive and kind. You know, I was watching, I think it's a channel called List 25, right? And some of them are pretty interesting. And one, they talked about, you know, the sound of your voice that you hear in your head is not this, it's not what your voice sounds like to everyone else on the planet. Because when you talk, you're not only hearing the sound waves coming out of your mouth, but your bones are resonating inside your head. So it makes it sound, it gives it more bass and a deeper sound. So I think my voice is a deep voice. And it's not I'm no soprano, but it's not as deep as it sounds to me. And when I listen to a recording, I go, oh, that's me. Renee Slater, oh, just 4 minutes ago, such a touching story, how sweet of her to rescue that poor dog. I rescued a newborn kitten one time that only had 3 legs. I tried to make a fake leg for him, but he would hold it out to the side when he ran around. Our grandson has autism, thank God, a mild form, but he loves animals too. He has such a sweet, kind heart. Thanks for bringing tears to my eyes. So 3M Visitor, I saw this one on Deborah's post. I never saw them that close when we were at Imperial, but would hear them howl at night. Stay cool. They are pretty. That is it. That's everything. And where are we? About 30 minutes. Not bad, not bad. And you still see George and Dottie. George is drinking water. Dottie's sleeping. Well, thank you. Love it that you're watching this. At the end here, 4 videos, 4 of my most popular Quartzsite videos if you're interested in Quartzsite. Take care, and I'll see you tomorrow.